Pearl sent word saying it's all right to tell you about the lady in the water.
I already know about it.
A long time ago...
Yeah, bomber crashed in the water. Yeah, I got the history tour.
Contraption that could drop. This bomber crashed down in Lake Mead, pretty damn near intact.
Cool.
There was another B-29 around here, part of a museum. Couldn't fly, but had a lot of spare parts, see?
Yeah, I get it.
Since I was a young man, I've dreamed of raising...
Where's it located?
It's at the bottom of Lake Mead. I'll mark its location on your Pip-Boy map.
How do you expect to raise it?
Simple. Attach deployable ballast to the plane and float it on up. Here is a remote detonator. Once the ballast is attached to the plane, just hit the detonator from the shore and let buoyancy handle the rest.
Why haven't you done it?
Maybe you don't understand. Hasn't been one of us, not a one, to set a foot outside Nellis in over 50 years. You come along with your knowledge of the outside, and it seems the time's come to raise the lady after all.
Okay.
Good. Here's the deployable ballast. Go find the plane, attach the ballast, and hit the button.
And how do I do that? Do that without drowning?
Might try holding your breath. If that doesn't sound good enough, talk to Jack. He was working on a rebreather once.
I will do that. He owes me. After all. Of course, he's not here. Too busy making goo-goo eyes at his new girlfriend. Hey, buddy.
Sorry, no time to talk.
You owe me a favor. Oh god, which one is he? No. No, no. No, no. No, no, no. Got him off in the distance. Ah, there you are.
I can't believe we may see the super fortress built in my lifetime. I've never been so happy.
Yeah. Help me breathe.
I just need some parts from a pressure cooker to create a hermetic seal for the rebreather.
Corn silk, rubber hose, and adhesive.
That's a brilliant idea. I can put that together right now. Here you go. A new rebreather.
Thanks.
Later.
What about you?
Thank you for getting me here. Jack is a great guy.
Let's fast travel to this area. So I think if we just cut through here, head off that pier. Oh, jalapenos. First wild ones I've seen. Oh god, cazadors. Die, Cazador! Hey. Haha. That's cool. That looks cool. Hey. Now, where? There it is. Somewhere there's a place to attach this stupid thing. Aha! So now I know what I'm looking for. Ah, I see. Near the tow winch. I don't know where that is. Oh, this thing. It's alive! It's alive!
It's going to be a dream.
Yeah. It worked.
That's tremendous. I'll transmit instructions to the robots to start packing up the plane to bring it back to Nellis.
And how are you gonna do that?
I just told you, the robots are going to handle it. They'll break the plane down into pieces and move it up from Colville Bay in one shot.
Are you gonna use diversionary tactics?
Exactly. We'll be shelling an unoccupied location in outer Vegas to get their attention elsewhere. By the time they realize they aren't under attack, the plane and the bots will be long gone. The kids wish we were shelling a real target, but Pearl thinks it's wise not to start up a war just as the lady has risen.
Okay.
Hey, I better get rolling. Jack and I have a lot of work ahead of us.
Hello, friend. How can Mother...
Yeah. B-29's on the way.
What you have done for us is a miracle, child. You have fulfilled the only dreams we ever had outside our walls. You are a trusted friend of us all. If there is ever a way for us to help you, child, tell me, and I will make it so.
There may be a so the trick to this quest is the boomers are loyal to you, not to House or the NCR. So basically, whatever side you support, they will support.
Of course, my child. After all that you have done for us, we would love to help you in the upcoming battle. After all the training in virtual reality, the young ones would relish an opportunity to put their skills to battle. We'll be there when you need us.
See ya.
Bye.
And that's that. Take off this silly rebreather.
Thank you for visiting New Vegas.
Wait here.
Okay, boss.
Actually, you know what? Go to the presidential suite. Let's rest. Get that well-rested bonus. Now let's go.
Have a nice day.
Yo.
Any progress with the boomers?
They'll do as I say.
Well done. The boomers' firepower may prove an advantage when the battle for Hoover Dam comes around. Your next assignment won't take you far. It concerns the Omertas and their den of vice, Gomorrah. As the decisive encounter between the bull and the bear looms close, my concerns about the Omertas have grown. I've never expected loyalty, mind you. A reliably underhanded tribe is just as constant to deal with as one that always runs true. But that's just it. Lately, the Omerta's cooperative silence has been deafening. Not a single complaint. They're up to something.
I'll check into them.
The Omertas are fanatically loyal to each other. Still, among any group, one can find the occasional degenerate. Gomorrah's receptionist happens to be one. For years, she passed on whispers of what was taking place at the casino in exchange for payment. A few months ago, she clammed up. Odds are she's scared. But I've had no way of approaching her. Start with her.
So we just got Beware the Wrath of Kaisar. And don't tread on the bear. That's okay though. Because now...
If we run, we might still catch Benny. Right behind you.
Because now, we're going to head over to the NCR. Well, I can't fast travel to.
Sure, later.
And once we do this, I believe this is as far as we can get without picking a side. Is turning this quest into the NCR ambassador.
It's good to have a friend of the NCR here.
The Boomers.
I hope you've returned with good news.
They've agreed to help me.
Excellent work. I can't tell you how useful that would be. In any event, I have another assignment ready and waiting for you. But we can speak of it later. Rest up, and when you're ready, speak to me again.
And that's it. So now what I'm going to do... is head to Novak. Wherever Novak is, there it is. Let's see if this works.
Hey, welcome. Boy, you picked that takedown right up. I'm impressed. Must have had some prior training, huh?
You do something to your leg?
Yeah, twice.
We talked to him already.
A few years back,
Blah, 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 blah.
I go to... Anyway,
You're with the NCR.
was with them. I still like to pretend I'm a ranger, though. Sometimes they stop by, tell me they're paying their respects, the smug bastards. They haven't been responding to me last couple days. I guess they got tired of hearing me talk, but it still got me a little worried. Hell, listen to me.
Would you feel better if I checked on your friends?
No, they're...
Tell me about the Rangers. Goodbye.
Hey, wait a sec. I know what I said, but if you find yourself by Ranger Station Charlie, let me know what you find. I'd be interested.
Hey, boss. Can I ask you something?
Yep, I was expecting you to. Sure.
What do you think of guys like Ranger Andy?
What do you mean?
I mean, guys who have a world of experience doing what they do, but have to give it up because they're getting old and slow or too injured.
Just because someone's crippled doesn't mean they're useless.
Yeah, I suppose you could still teach. Take a less active role in the world. That's not so bad.
Is that what you did?
Would it surprise you to know that I used to be a gun-slinging adventurer?
You're voiced by Danny Trejo, so no.
My sister and I couldn't stay at Hidalgo Ranch anymore. The refugees still wanted me dead. They even put a bounty on me. I remember how scared Rafaela was. I told her if she came with me, we'd see the vaqueros. She used to love the rodeo, especially the trick riders. We figured maybe we could find help in Mexico City. We were young. We didn't know what had happened, really. We didn't understand about the bombs.
Wasn't it annihilated?
I don't think it was as hard hit as DC or Bakersfield. But it was bad enough. By the time we got there, the city was a radioactive ruin. Still, the city was full of looters, already forming into the beginnings of raider tribes. Crime was bad before the war, but now it was a nightmare. We were living like scavengers, scraping by on what little food we could find, always looking for medicine for my burns. And then, of course, the radiation started to kick in, turning me into this handsome devil you see before you.
Sounds pretty bad.
You're a poet of understatement, boss. But there were moments it was almost worth it. I still remember finding that novelty costume shop. I was just looking around for something I could slice up to wrap my burns when I saw the vaquero outfit hanging on the rack, like it hadn't been touched. I took it, not like anybody else needed it, you know? And wore it back to our camp. Rafaela laughed. For the first time since the bombs had fallen. It was. I started to build up a legend. Sometimes it headed off trouble, but most of the times it just started more. Young punks looking to prove themselves would come looking for me, but my eyes were sharp and my guns were quick. For a while, it seemed like we might even survive there. Until Rafaela.
What happened?
She went out to find some food one day. I was sick, so I stayed at our camp. I guess it must have been the beginning of radiation poisoning. Anyway, it was supposed to be safe, but some raiders happened to pass through where she was scavenging. I won't speak of what they did to her. When I found her body, the only way to recognize her was this funny little scar on her knee from when she was a little girl.
That sucks.
Terrible doesn't begin to cover it, boss. I let my whole family down. First the ranch, now Rafaela. I was the last Tejada. I guess maybe I went a little crazy then. I took my guns and went back to that market. I didn't have many bullets, but I had enough. After the raiders were dead, I salvaged what I could from the store. I was tired. I just wanted to be alone forever.
So what'd you do?
I left Mexico City behind. I made my way out to the Gulf Coast. Eventually, I found an old Petro Chico refinery nobody had claimed. I stayed there for a little while, and I thought a lot about my life. I thought about the guns I'd lived by, and what they'd gotten me. I decided my guns hadn't gotten me anything, and it was time to give it up. I took off the old vaquero outfit and put on a Petro Chico jumpsuit. The name tag said Miguel, so I started using the name myself. Eventually, I made it to Arizona. That's another story, boss.
Alright, we gotta talk to one more person. Oh god, I don't know where he is though. I know he's in the camp, but that's it. Oh man, this will take a little while. Is it you? Nope. No, no. Is that you? Nope. Ah!
Howdy. Name's Sterling, First Recon. Can't say I've seen you before. I'd remember if I had.
You remember everyone who passes through
Got
here.
a good memory for faces, landmarks and such too. Comes with practice, that's all. And a lot of scouting from place to place.
Lever action rifle?
I call her the Long Carabine. Didn't always have the scope. I added that myself. Been shooting with her so long, couldn't bring myself to toss her away. Would have felt guilty to part with the old girl. The other snipers used bolt action, but Gorbets reckoned it didn't matter none if I was different. So long as I could hit my targets.
Well, yes,
Used
that.
to be a ranger. One of the first they sent out east back before we took the dam. Observation and reconnaissance. We took the lay of the land, checked out the locals, and kept ourselves inconspicuous. A couple friends of mine were the first to scout the dam. That was back in '73, if I recall. A lot of those rangers are dead now. Vegas always chewed men up. It's just a little more literal nowadays.
Why'd you leave?
Well, that wasn't really a matter of choice. Got myself caught by legionaries up near Malpay. They had themselves some fun with me. Mangled my hands and feet pretty good. Wasn't much good with the pistol after that. Wasn't gonna be trekking across the waste on any more long scouts either.
How'd you get away?
Caesar's boys figured I wasn't going anywhere after what they'd done to me. So they didn't bother tying me up. I crawled out of there on my elbows and knees. Must have looked a sight. Then I rolled down an embankment into the Colorado. Guess I had a mind to drown rather than give Caesar's boys the satisfaction of killing me. But a couple rangers happened to be watching from across the river. They jumped on in and pulled me out of there. Lucky break, they said.
How long you been here?
Going on 6 months now, but I reckon we'll be moving out soon enough. Can't talk about the details. Till then, we'll man the towers and keep an eye on the fiends. We've had more than our share of trouble from their direction. Whole thing smells of Caesar to me. Of course, that's just guesswork. But I still bet a few caps he's stirring up the locals against us.
See ya.
Always a pleasure.
The Ranger guys are on the way from Baja. Never seen them before. I heard they chew nails and spit napalm.
Got a second
Aha,
spot, boss.
there it is. Sure.
Meeting Corporal Sterling. Well, it kind of got me thinking. Here's a guy that's been beat all to hell, right? I mean, he could have retired from the service, but instead he signs back on and does what he can. You think he did the right thing?
I think it's good.
You think so, boss? Because I remember a time when a lot of people stuck to their duty no matter what. It ended with nuclear bombs falling on my hometown.
What do you remember?
I left everything when I left Mexico. My home, my family, my name, even my face. I know it's surprising, boss, but I wasn't always just handsome. As far as the world knows, I was Miguel, and I was okay with that. I headed north for a while, and ended up in Tucson. Not Tucson, by the way. Things were good there. Well, maybe not good, but better than Mexico City anyway. I found myself a little shack, started fixing things.
Fixing things.
Well, sure, boss. I was always good at fixing things. Some I fixed for the town, some I fixed for other people, some I fixed just for the hell of it. It's a better way to use your hands than killing. And even then, I wasn't getting any younger or faster. I lived there for a long time, kept to myself, didn't get into any fights. Hell, the only reason I even kept my guns oiled was professional pride.
Then why'd you move?
Getting there, boss. I'd been in Tucson. The locals can call it Tucson all they want, but it's Tucson, damn it. About 75 years when she showed up. Prettiest thing you ever saw, boss. Maybe it was just a trick of my senile brain, but I swear she looked just like my Rafaela. Her name was Claudia. She ended up taking work at one of the brothels in town. I never went to her, of course. How could I? But I looked after her in my own way. This was a long time ago, before Caesar's Legion pacified Arizona and brought the raider tribes to heel. A tribe came into Tucson one day. More a gang, really. Dirty Dave and his 6 brothers. They were looking for bullets, and I sold some to them. I figured if I did that, they'd leave town before they tore it up too much.
But they didn't.
No, boss. No, they didn't. As I was saying, I hoped they'd leave the town in peace. Instead, they decided to stop at Claudia's brothel to take the edge off. I don't know which one of them got rowdy first, but by the time I heard the screams and got my guns, it was too late. They shot up the brothel, killed 4 girls, and taken Claudia for their sport.
Did you rescue
I
her?
went after Dave and his brothers. They had a head start, but they slept nights. I didn't. Took me 3 days to catch up to them. Claudia was dead when I got there. They put a bullet in each of her eyes. I couldn't do anything except avenge her, just like Rafaela. I charged into the middle of their camp and started firing. 2 of them were dead before they knew I was there. The other 5, though, they shot the shit out of me. I would have died, I think, if I wasn't so full of rage.
How'd you live?
By being a meaner old cuss than the rest
Sure
of
being a
them.
ghoul helped too.
I wanted to keep living until they weren't. So I just kept shooting until they were all dead. I was in pretty bad shape in the end, though. I don't know how long I laid there, with the sun baking me and the buzzards chomping at me. Eventually, I got the strength to start moving. Some long time after that, I managed to drag my carcass back to town.
And then...
When I recovered, more or less anyways, I left Tucson and headed west. I ran into Tabitha at Black Mountain, and well, the rest you know. I swore I was done with the gunslinging life. I was too old, too slow, and too beat up to protect anyone anymore. I thought I was done forever, but after traveling with you, I realized I've always had my doubts.
About
whether I'm really too old to keep living the life of a gunslinger after all. And after seeing what you go through, boss, I think I am. From now on, I'll let you deal with the fighting, And stick to keeping your gear working. I don't want to slow you down more than I already do.
That's cool. So, there's two ways this quest can end. This is like, if you want him, if you like, he gets a perk, kind of like Boone does. But this gives him a more offensive perk, lets him shoot faster. But this is the one I want.
Thanks, boss. I'd hate to think I was disappointing you with my life-altering decision.
Full maintenance.
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count.
Now my items degrade by 75, or they have, they don't, you know what, I'm just gonna show you. Yeah, it decays 75% slower, that's what I was trying to say. Alright. So yeah, that's just about it. So yeah, we're done for now.